So as I was saying, hold on a second. Um, as I was saying in my previous video, um, Dimebag being shot, I think, is one. Of course, is one of the most saddest and fucked up tragedies in metal and rock and roll. I think it's very distasteful, you know, and when I go on videos and I see people talking negative about him, that's fucked up. We talking shit about someone for a man who can't even speak for himself anymore. And if I could, I'd rip all those motherfuckers' throats out. Um, so I wish they were still together. I wish I could have been able to see them live. I would have given anything to see them live back in the day. Like, all right, Erica, right around 96, 97, 98. Oh, dude, that would have been just. My first concert was in 2000. I saw Metallica. I was 10 years old. But, um, so, but I think we need a band like Pantera again, at least in this day and age, because they came out all fucking just guns blazing, man. It was so fucking like, I mean, you listen to Cowboys from Hell, still to this day, and that record will just kick your fucking ass, man. And they just got heavier, more brutal, and more fucking epic. I think one of the most insane things about it is how we had Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display of Power, and like I remember watching their behind the music, and I remember there's this partner where I think their manager is saying like, how the hell are we gonna top Vulgar? And then Far Beyond Jimmy comes out and it debuts at #1 on the Billboard charts of the first metal album that ever do that. You know, so I mean it's insane. Like they just got better and better. They're all killer, no filler, no bullshit. You know, and metal bands like that, when rock and roll is from the heart and from the soul, you respect it, you love it, you want it, man. Because I mean, if you go to a show and you see four clowns on stage, you don't give a fuck. You might as well go home and play video games or something. But when metal and rock and roll comes from the heart, you pay more attention because the honesty and that realness is what connects you to music, and that's what should always connects you to music. Any style of music, and I'm a fan of so many different bands, and not just sorry, Dimebag's death is kind of it's hitting me, man. But I'm a fan of all kinds of different bands, all kinds of different genres of music, from jazz to blues to classical. I like some country and all that. So, but when you're a musician and when you're a fan of music and when you're a metalhead, you learn to open up your mind, because being creative is one of the most greatest things you can ever receive. If you learn to be creative, then more power to you. So I know I may have jumped around here, but Dimebag's death is very fucking hard for me. I'm sure it is for a lot of people, a lot of Pantera fans, a lot of my friends. They would say the same things to you that I'm saying to you in this video. You know, uh, you know, and I feel that same way about Cliff Burton too. Again, I don't play bass. Lars is the reason why I started playing drums, but you know, it's just kind of that thing. Like they had their time and they did these things for metal, but it sucks that they're not around anymore. It really fucking sucks donkey balls that they're still not around anymore. It really does, man. And I wish I could have had the pleasure to meet Dimebag. That would have been a huge honor. I respect I respect him and I love him, and not just for his music, just because of how when you watch a video or something, or you read something about him, or whatever, you hear another metalhead say something about him, like Zach Wild. You know, him and Zach Wild were like that. You know, you kind of think, well, fuck, man, I wish I could have met that guy, or had a beer with him, or had a black tooth game with him. You know, and every time when I'm in my Pantera mode, and I always drink the black tooth, and I you know I think about that, you know, and it's like uh, Nathan Gill, fucking cocksucker. Him getting shot, I think, by that cop was probably the best thing that could have happened to him. Because if he was still alive, he wouldn't have been alive for much longer. Um, but I kind of feel like Pantera was such a waste of talent. The way that they broke up like that is just so fucking like devastating, you know. So I just want to conclude this with, I love Pantera to death. They're like my second favorite band in metal. I wish they were still together. Uh, but rest in peace, Dimebag, and get your pull. You know. So signing off. Take it easy.